Before Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th president, he announced that he was spinning up a whole new fake agency called DOGE. And as most of you know, it is DOGE who has been doing Donald Trump's dirty work for him. This is not an agency that was spun up by Congress. These people were not sworn in or taken through the confirmation process. Hell, we don't even know if they got the proper background checks or security clearances to be federal employees. And now the Trump administration is doing even more shady things by going into courts and saying, well, no, Elon Musk isn't the administrator of DOGE, and in fact, we don't know who is. And Stephen Miller recently went on CNN and made an absolute fool out of himself trying to defend this fake agency. So let's go ahead and take a look when he is asked, well, if Elon Musk isn't in charge, well, then who is?
So who is in charge of DOGE?
The President of the United States.
He's the administrator of DOGE?
No, the DOGE is what was formerly U.S. Digital Services. It's an agency of the federal government that reports into the office of the Executive Office of the President, which reports to the President of the United States.
Okay.
The way that Article 2 works is a president wins an election, and then he appoints staff, including myself, including Mike Waltz, including Susie Wiles, including Elon Musk, and those staff report to him.
Okay, well aware. So Elon Musk a week ago answered a question about transparency at DOGE. This is how he spoke about DOGE.
Well, we actually are trying to be as transparent as possible. In fact, we post our actions to the DOGE handle on X and to the DOGE website. So all of our actions are maximally transparent.
But you hear him there. We post our actions. All of our actions are maximally transparent. Does Elon Musk know he's not in charge of DOGE?
Again, the president runs the government, then the president appoints advisors, including Elon, including myself, including all the other staff here at the White House, and then those staff in turn execute the president's commands and directions to all the agencies of the federal government. This is how democracy works, something that we treasure in America.
Could Stephen Miller be any more of an insufferable prick? And why is it that he doesn't have a simple answer for this very simple question? And why are you making references to other people who have actually been sworn in by Congress to Elon Musk? Elon Musk was never sworn in. He didn't get the background checks or the security clearances. In fact, we don't know anything about Elon Musk, and he is accountable to no one. That is why it is such a problem that Elon Musk is the one running around destroying our federal agencies. There seems to be no oversight at all. And they claim that they're transparent because Elon Musk posts on Twitter 200 times a day. I mean, it's an absolute joke. If this was a Biden advisor and they were trying to spin up a story like this, conservatives would lose their mind. This is just not acceptable from any government employee. If the president is going to create an agency, you're supposed to staff up that agency and somebody is supposed to run that agency. But now they are claiming in court that they don't know who runs it. And then for Stephen Miller to go on about, the president, the president commands it. I mean, this is just evading the question. Why is it that he cannot answer this question? It should be simple. He is then asked about all of those 300 nuclear employees that were fired and then unfired because they didn't realize what they had done at first. Let's go ahead and see what he has to say to that.
Okay, Stephen, I get that, but this is important because we want to talk about who's making the decisions here. There were 300 employees, the National Nuclear Security Administration, you know about this. They were fired. The agency had to rescind those terminations because these were employees who were critical to maintaining the nation's nuclear stockpile. So then who is it making those decisions of which federal employees are terminated?
Well, in that case, the Secretary of Energy would be the one. So what you're describing with the cuts in the Department of Energy, those are directed by the Senate-confirmed Secretary of Energy.
Okay, so that was the Secretary of Energy's mistake.
Well, I wouldn't use the term mistake. I would say that it's pretty standard when you're downsizing government. You make cuts, you assess those cuts, you see who needs to be rehired, who needs to be kept, who needs to be
That's not what happened here, though, Stephen. You know that they were rescinded. These aren't normal things. These were terminations that were rescinded.
I understand that even a temporary interruption in federal employment is a great crisis and catastrophe for you and for CNN.
What is wrong with these people? Why do they always have to turn to these ad hominem attacks? Why is it that he cannot just answer the question? This is not normal. The government is not supposed to go fire a whole bunch of people that are mission critical to our nuclear stockpile and then, oh man, what did we do? And then go try to hire them back again. And then they say, oh, well, we're having trouble getting a hold of some of them. Can you help us out? I mean, this is just sheer incompetence from the Trump administration, and it is not normal for Stephen Miller to claim that, oh, well, when you're downsizing, this is completely reasonable. This is not reasonable. This is incompetence. This is stupidity. This is a bunch of people running around trying to destroy the government from the inside out, and they do not care if it hurts everyday Americans or puts us at greater risk. She asks about it again. Let's see if he can answer the question this time.
Stephen, it seems like the crisis here had to do with the nation's nuclear stockpile. And for these particular federal workers, which I'm not, so this isn't my personal crisis, military members of the Guard and the Reserve.
I don't think it's a crisis, and you don't think it's. Well, hold on. I don't think it's a crisis, and you don't think it's a crisis. Then why are we talking about it? It is a crisis for some people. For instance, military members. But you just said you didn't think it was a crisis.
It's not my crisis, Stephen. I'm not a federal employee.
Okay, so I don't think it's a crisis, and you don't think it's a crisis, so no one thinks it's a crisis.
It's not my personal crisis of employment. If you have concerns about the nation's nuclear stockpile, then it is obviously a crisis.
The concerns
it's an issue of concern for everyone.
When it comes to
Stephen, please, we're getting off track.
Nuclear weapons,
I think Stephen, this is a very important question.
Well, you want to talk about nuclear security? I'm happy to.
What a smug prick. And why? Again, why can you not answer this question? Who was responsible for making this catastrophic fuck up? Who fired these people? Who rehired them? Why were they fired in the first place? Does this have anything to do with DOGE? Because it seems like it would. Elon Musk and his muskrats are running around the federal government trying to get rid of as many employees as they possibly can. Were they the ones who were involved here? Why can he not answer the question? Why are they not being transparent with the American people? What are they hiding from us? Again, this is just absolutely unacceptable from any government employee. Miller then goes on to yell at Brianna, is it Brianna Keilar? I believe it's Brianna Keilar. But let's go ahead and see what he has to say here.
There's no waste in HHS.
Stephen, I don't think anyone...
Then why are you not celebrating these cuts? If you agree there is waste, if you agree there is abuse, if you agree there is corruption, why are you not celebrating the cuts, the reforms that are being instituted? Every day that no action is taken, the entire salaries of American workers that are taxed disappear forever.
Stephen, let's calm down. This is not... We're not having a debate.
There's no reason
about whether there are places...
Well, you are clearly trying to debate me, and I will be as excited as I want to be about the fact that we are saving Americans billions of dollars, that we are ending the theft and waste and grift and corruption, that we are stopping American taxpayer dollars from subsidizing a rogue federal bureaucracy that has been relentlessly weaponized against the American people.
They have not provided a shred of proof that that is what they are actually doing. They are not going around to these agencies and strategically looking for fraud or hiring forensic accountants to see where we can crunch the numbers at. That is not what is going on here. They are operating under the mantra, move fast, break things. They are trying to treat our federal government like a startup business. But there's only one problem with that. The federal government is not a business. We are not seeking out profit from the federal government. That is not how it should be. These people are just running around. They are reckless. They are careless. They don't care if the American people get hurt, put us at greater risk. And then they go on live television and give interviews like this, where you are yelling at the interviewer about why she isn't so excited for all of these cuts. These people are absolutely pathetic. We can all agree that we want a government that runs efficiently. We can all agree that we want to root out the waste, fraud, and abuse. But you guys have not provided any evidence that that is what DOGE is doing. DOGE is being reckless. They are firing people. They are stopping payments. They are tearing down entire agencies. And there's been no proof at all to say that you are making the government more efficient. In fact, the argument is probably better made that you are making things less efficient. You're tearing down all of these agencies. You're stopping grant funding. I mean, it's just an absolute mess. So yes, we can all agree that these are good aims for us to have, getting rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse, but that is not what DOGE is doing. And for Stephen Miller to get so indignant is just pathetic. You have to provide proof of your work. Why are you going into courts and saying, meh, Elon Musk is not the administrator of DOGE, when he has been the face of the agency ever since Trump was sworn in? Why are these questions so hard to answer? Why is the Trump administration being so opaque? Why are they not being more transparent with the American people? Why are they not showing their work? Why are they not showing any proof of all of these different hyperbolic claims that they have made? The recent one was that tens of millions of people were receiving fraudulent payments from our Social Security system. Dead people. Tens of millions of them. I mean, give me a break. You cannot have the president spin up this fake agency, let them go and do all the dirty work for dear leader, and then when you're pressed on any details, when you're pressed on who is actually running this thing, you fold like a pancake. This would not be acceptable with a Democratic administration. This wouldn't have been acceptable with Biden, and it should not be acceptable for this Trump administration. We should hold these people to higher standards. If you want to root out the waste, fraud, and abuse, go for it. But why not use the systems in place that we already have? Why are you going around and firing all of the inspectors general that are supposed to call people out when there is wrongdoing in the government? Why is Trump going around and firing all those people? Because they do not want to be accountable to anyone. They are doing shady shit, and they're trying to get one over on the American people. This is about Donald Trump serving him and his billionaire buddies. And the American people should not sit back while they destroy our government from the inside out, because we might not have anything left. It's going to be a pain in the ass to try to rebuild after these people have lit the building on fire. So I will leave it there for now. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. We have to build something here on the left that can adequately push back against this right-wing media ecosystem that just shovels shit for Donald Trump on a daily basis. So if you do like what I do here, please do remember to subscribe. If you want to see how these MAGA lunatics are pretty much arguing that Donald Trump should just be a king, well, go ahead and watch that video on the screen now. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.